This year's Australian Open semi-finalist Stefanos Tsitsipas beat lucky loser Sergiy Stakhovsky 6-4, 6-3 in 68 minutes in the quarter-final at the Open 13 in Marseille. Tsitspas dropped 12 points in 10 service games and never faced a break point to reach his second semi-final of the season. Stakovski saved 4 of the 6 break points he faced and dropped his serve once in each set. The first set went on serve until the 10th game, when Tsitsipas got the break on his second break point to wrap it up 6-4. Tsitsipas went up an early break at 1-0 at the start of the second set and held his service games until the 9th game, when he sealed the win with a forehand winner. "I know that I can play well, but the biggest challenge is to play even better match by match," said Tsitsipas. The reigning next-gen ATP Finals champion will face a semi-final clash against David Goffin, who beat former Marseille champion Gilles Simon 6-2, 6-4 after 1 hour and 28 minutes. The Belgian player has reached his first semi-final since Cincinnati last year. Goffin never faced a break point and converted 3 of high-stand break points. Simon saved 3 break points in the first game, but he dropped his serve in the 5th game. Goffin broke for the second time in a row in the 7th game with a forehand winner and wrapped up the first set 6-2 with a volley winner. Simon saved 2 break points and kept his pace with Goffin until 4-4 before the Belgian broke serve and held his serve with an ace to close out the first set 6-4. Mikhail Kukushkin beat Andrei Rublev 6-4, 6-1 in 65 minutes to reach his first semifinal since Vienna 2018. Kukushkin earned his first break in the 4th game. Rublev broke back in the 9th game, as Kukushkin was serving for the first set at 5-3. Kukushkin broke again in the 10th game to close out the first set. Kukushkin raced out to a 5-0 lead in the second set with a double break in the 2nd and 4th games, but he needed 4 match points to seal the win. Kukushkin will take on French next-gen player Hugo Humbert, who beat German qualifier Matthias Bachinger 6-3, 6-3 after 80 minutes to reach his maiden ATP semi-final in the home tournament. Humbert dropped 9 points on serve and converted 3 of his 11 break points. Humbert got his first break in the 8th game when Bachinger made a double fault and sealed the first set 6-3 in the next game with 3 winners. Bachinger dropped his serve at the start of the second set and did not convert 4 break-point chances in his next 2 return games. Humbert sealed the win with another break in the 9th game with a smash winner. "The match went very well. I prepared well and watched some videos. I am very happy with my level. I didn't let him play and was aggressive. I watched him against Fernando Verdasco yesterday. I served well, although I have not checked the percentage yet. My family is here as well. I don't see them very often, so I am very happy that they can be here with me," said Humbert. The Frenchman has been criticized for his behavior during his latest match on the ATP Tour. Benoit Paire, photo by Priceline Caillot, copyright at Sport Vision. Former top 20 player Benoit Paire has said the crowd acted like sheep during his clash with David Goffin at the Open 13 in Marseille on Thursday. The Frenchman crashed out 6-2, 6-3, to the Belgian third seed. During the match, a frustrated Paire received 2 code violations for unsportsmanlike conduct and subsequently received a point penalty during the second set, smashing his racket on court out of anger. Moments after the match, he was booed off the court by his home crowd. https://twitter.com/tennistv/status/10986639899045800960. Following his loss, Paire questioned the attitude of the crowd, saying that he didn't understand their reaction to him. The 29-year-old is renowned for his at times controversial behavior. Last year he was fined $16,500 for breaking 3 rackets during a match at the Washington Open. In January he also took swipe at officials at the ASB Classic in Auckland concerning their scheduling. There are two who whistle and then it's a bit like sheep, Paire told reporters about the crowd in Marseille. There is one that dives, then everyone dives in. If people prefer that, all the better. They hissed at me because, supposedly, I did not fight enough. I tried to come back. Goffin played some beautiful points at the end. Yes, I got angry, because I'm disappointed to lose. That's tennis. Despite the hostile reception, Paire stated that he will not be losing any sleep over the incident, shutting down questions over his ability to control his emotions and behavior on the court, something he has struggled to deal with throughout his career. I'm 29 years old, I've been on the circuit for 10 years, I'm trying to get better every day, I still have a great match, and for me a very good level of play, he explained. Afterwards, the crowd whistle, that's not going to stop me from sleeping well. I'm going to go change, go for a drink and everything will be fine. It is the second time this year Paire has been booed by the crowd at a home tournament. 2 weeks age, he crashed out 6-2, 6-0, to Thomas Berdych at the Montpellier Open. During the match he complained to the umpire, every time I hit a shot the crowd say, Allez Benoit. Every time. No, I told you in the first game already. You didn't say anything. Le Français Benoit Paire par la public d'Al ad Open set France après sa défaite 6-2, 6-0 face à Thomas Berdych en8 du finale at via Occitanie TV. Alexis, February 6, 2019. Marseille was Paire's 7th tournament this year. So far he has achieved a win-loss record of 6-7 in 2019, but has only won back-to-back matches in 2 of those tournaments. Paire's scheduled return to action next week at the Dubai Tennis Championships. France's next best thing is having a breakthrough week in Marseille. Hugo Humbert in action at the 2018 Paris Masters, photo by Priceline Caillot, copyright at Sport Vision. When it comes to the next generation, names such as Stefanos Tsitsipas and Alexander Zverev are at the top of the list. But a bit further down the list is another player with a very promising future. 20-year-old Hugo Humbert hasn't been in the media spotlight as much as some other players his age. Yet, his rise on the tour has been just as impressive. Within 12 months he improved his year-end ranking from 374th in 2017 to 84th in 2018. During that time he has won 6 titles, 3 in the Futures and 3 on the Challenger Tour. At the US Open last year he made his Grand Slam debut after coming through qualifying, losing in the second round of the tournament to Stan Wawrinka. I am much stronger mentally from last year to this year. I am working on that with my coach, Cedric Reynaud. Now, I know that I can win a challenger. For me, it's important. I can be more aggressive with my game and beat good players, former junior world number 16 Humbert said last August. Humbert's rise up the ranks continues this year. Over the weekend he defeated former top 40 player Steve Darcy in 3 sets to win the Cherbourg Challenger in his home country. An achievement that has elevated him to a ranking best of 75th in the world. The momentum continues into this week's Open 13, which is an ATP 250 event. On Thursday he stunned second seed Borna Coric 6-3, 6-3, to reach his maiden quarterfinal on the ATP Tour. Coric is the highest-ranked player he has ever defeated. My level was good, very positive, ATPTour.com quoted Humbert as saying. The atmosphere was great, and it's always easier when you aren't the favorite. This was the first time I played a player ranked that high. I was able to stay calm and played well. Speaking to French media at the tournament, the next-gen star said he managed to secure the milestone win by staying calm throughout the match. Against Coric, he dropped only 6 points behind his first serve and saved both of the break points he faced. I handled the important moments very well, he said. Was strong on it. I remain calm. One must not be too euphoric yet. Now with a shot of reach the semi-finals in Marseille, the rising star will next take on Germany's Matthias Bachinger, who is ranked 143rd in the world. batching or hits hard, he's a dangerous and aggressive player. We saw it at the end of 2018 in Metz where he reached the final after coming out of qualifying. Humbert commented about his upcoming opponent. Humbert is currently the fourth youngest player in the top 100 on the men's tour. 20-year-old next-gen player Casper Ruud from Norway beat João Sousa 6-3, 3-6, 6-4 to reach the quarter-final at the Rio Open ATP 500 tournament on Quadra Quarton in Rio de Janeiro. Casper Ruud has reached the quarter-final in Rio de Janeiro for the second time in his career 2 years after qualifying for his maiden ATP Tour semi-final in the 2017 edition of the Brazilian tournament. After a trade of breaks in the 5th and 6th games of the first set, Ruud got his second break at love and held his serve easily to win the final set 6-3. Ruud earned an early break in the first game of the second set. Sousa broke back to draw level to 2-2. Sousa converted his third breakpoint chance at deuce in the 8th game and served out the second set 6-3 after saving 2 breakpoints. Ruud broke serve at love in the second game of the decisive set, earned a breakpoint for 5-1 in the 6th game, but Sousa held his service game before breaking serve on his third opportunity. The Portuguese player held his service game to win his third consecutive game for 4-4. Ruud sealed the win with a break of serve on his second match point. Casper's father Christian is a former ATP player, who reached a career high of world number 39, played in 1995 Bastad final and reached the 4th round at the 1997 Australian Open. Casper Ruud reached 2 ATP Challenger finals in Braga and Francavilla, the quarter-final at the Swedish Open last July and the second round at the Australian Open and Roland Garros after coming through the qualifying round. It's a great chance for another ATP 500 level semi-final. Jerry is maybe the favorite in the ATP rankings, but I have shown some good tennis before here and hopefully I can win again, said Ruud. Ruud will face Laszlo Jerry in Friday's quarter-final. Jerry followed up his upset win over Dominic Thiem with a 6-4, 6-2 win over Taro Daniel from Japan. The Serbian player did not face a breakpoint and won 83% of his first serve points against Daniel. Albert Ramos Vinolas came back from one set down to beat Federico Delbonis 3-6, 7-5, 6-3 after 2 hours and 20 minutes. Delbonis broke serve in the 9th game of the second set and served for the match at 5-4, but Ramos Vinolas broke straight back to draw level to 5-5. The Spanish player broke for the second consecutive time in the 12th game to clinch the second set 7-5. Ramos Vinolas converted the only breakpoint of the third set to win the third set 6-3. Ramos Vinolas will face Pablo Cuevas, who beat this year's Cordoba champion Juan Ignacio Londero 6-1, 6-4 after dropping just 1 point on serve in the first set. The Uruguayan broke twice in the second and 6th games of the first set and in the third game of the second set.